We got Mr. Mattis. We got John in the house. Carriers were nerfed. Were they nerfed or are they being nerfed? I don't know what the status is yet, but I haven't actually. I've been really busy for like about a week and a half here. I haven't had time to do too much investigating. Yeah, either way, I mean, they definitely need to be nerfed. Got Phil in the house. Randy, what up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Myron's in the house. We got Sid. Hope everyone had a good 4th of July. Let's see. Did the Bureau to warm up here. Getting pretty close on the Worcester and Kleber. Got about... Let's see what we got here. Doesn't look like I'm going to have any commander for the final segment. So that's probably going to take about a week. And let's see. So I got, I don't know, week and a half on that one. What do we got over here? We just got Lee. I could theoretically boost Kuznetsov, but I don't think is that. So we probably got about week and a half on both of these. This one might take closer to 2 weeks. We're getting there. Elliot's going on here. Stylo's in the house. Asif. Work's been crazy for you too, yeah. Captain Fierce. American Made. Gramps, what's going on? Goblin. Oh, you listen to the podcast, yeah. That was a pretty fun thing. DJ, what's going on? Birdman? Zarkoon? No, we don't have any guests today. We're just going to be dealing with the red and blue teams on our own. We'll see how the action is. Might try and play some arena too if the regular potatoes are causing too many problems here. Still gotta do this thing. Yeah, I gotta make some progress in the weekly havoc here. So I don't know, we'll probably just take some requests and see what happens. Just on the last 30 minutes of work, nice. Kevin, what's going on? Jerry? Work will be nuts this week. Yeah, extended vacations. Yeah, I was just looking out my window. It looked like a couple of my neighbors were off today. A lot of people in America probably taking the week off. Victor, what's going on? When will the Belfast be back in the store? I don't know. I thought it was a green XP ship. Yeah, we'll probably rotate it back in at some point. Jeff, what's going on? Working hard to win AI games? Yeah. Fortunately, I mean, if you're trying to get the Bureau done, it's usually the most efficient. Now, a lot of times these Bureau projects, they'll have overlapping daily trial missions, so you only have to play like 3 or 4. Where I'm at right now, I gotta play 6 every day, which takes a little bit of more time playing AI than I would like to do, but what can you do here? Normandy? Oh, you're taking the week off? Nice. Siegfried? Yeah, Siegfried's kind of a nasty little son of a gun. That's... Siegfried, whenever... It doesn't really matter what ship you're in. You gotta get a little nervous when it starts to pay attention to you. Belfast, I thought it was green XP for a while. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. What's up, Blaze? Good background for packing. You getting out of Dodge? Alright, let's see who's out here today. Yeah, I got north side. Fault line. Capture the base. Let's see if our team... So the two key things we're trying to pay attention to is where do these 3 ships go that are here. If they go west, then the game should be pretty easy to win. As long as these 6 ships that are all kind of clumped up together here, as long as they kill the 3 down here as quickly as they can. So, you know, if your team cooperates, this is extremely easy to win, but a lot of times they'll do... Like, this guy looks like he's going to go all the way over here for some reason. See how many caps are over here? There's really no reason to be over there and capture the base mode. Viper, what up? PJ Rapids. I haven't seen it, no, but I did hear that we did make the cut, which we knew. A lot of you guys probably saw that game live. I was like, alright, well, we're going to take this turn here. There's a pretty good chance we're going to be in his video. I just hope he put that laughing guy on right after. But yeah, I do have to take some time to check that out. Hopefully I can check that out today. I sent him a thing on Discord like 10 minutes after it happened. I was like, damn, that stung. He's like, yeah, I'll let you take a free shot at me next time. Next time we run into each other. So that was to be expected. I knew it was going to happen. Nashville. Okay, let's give this guy a tap here.
All stations, fire on the designated target.
I think he just shot, so hopefully we can turn off here. 15, not too bad. We'll take it. Colorado, North Carolina. I'd rather these guys tank some shots. Oh, I got a Zaro right behind him. He's turning out. We'll see if we can hit that or not. Said sorry, Tbull. Oh man, yeah, I gotta watch that. It was a nice shot. I mean, we were both in the Georgia, and I was like sailing forward. I'm trying to take an opening turn, so it was the first play of the game. He caught me with like 4 or 5 citadels. It's one of the most vicious shots I've taken in months. but yeah, I was like, yeah, that's going on the video, or that's for sure on there. I know, if you guys remember that game, it was actually, I think it was decent. Like, we had to retreat, lick our wounds for, like, the first chunk of the battle. Got a couple of heals off. We did... I'm trying to remember the... Oh, shit. Speaking of getting my ass kicked. I think we ended up doing, like, 80 or 90k, which wasn't bad, since we were trying to survive on, like, 5k HP or whatever. Ah, fuck. Alright. So we've clumped their entire team up in that southwest here. Did take one shot, but if we just drive straight south, and if these guys can hold, which looks like they're trying to do. See, you can see these 3 guys that are over here. They haven't done anything the entire game. It's just not a good play to make. If there's a cap there, domination mode, yes, you gotta play it, of course. But capture the base mode, we're almost a third of the way in the game, and we have yet to press the 6v3 that we spawned with here. It's been a 3v3 the entire time. Which is unfortunate, because that's allowing red to potentially win over here, in which case they can move forward, start flanking us. So, I would never, 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 never send ships over there. If red wants to do it, rather than countering them, just get on their base as quick as possible. That'll force them to turn around. Then they've sailed all the way out for 5 minutes, then they have to turn back. I mean, that's the least efficient way you can possibly deploy, so... Much better to punish them. 85k, you think? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was sometimes that happens, you know. You don't want to be getting your shit kicked in right off the bat often. If you're dying very, very early in most matches, you're just playing too aggressively or you're not defending yourself as well as you need to be. But once in a while, you'll make a mistake with a turn or not paying attention or someone gets a nice position on you. Then how do you respond at that point in time? If you can still stay alive for the majority of the game and still at least do your ship's HP and damage, if not more, then that's all just kind of bonus. Nagalo could fuck us up here. We gotta be careful of this. He's been broadside the whole time, though. But see, now we're kind of in the crossfire. We've gone as far south as we can safely go. In fact, we've actually gone too far south. And that's because these guys are retreating. They're relieving them of that pressure. So these three guys, they're finally pressuring their base. They might be able to drive into it and cause them some problems. Scotty, thanks for subbing. But it would have been a lot better. We've kind of ceded the advantage we had by being on the north side of this map, which is unfortunate.
All stations, report the position of a concentrate fire on the target.
I got him. That was, I don't know why the guy was spotted. I'm assuming he shot, but it's kind of a dead destroyer for no discernible reason. So now we either got to attack the team by pushing these guys to the west, which looks like they're having some success with. Unfortunately for that, they do have this Zara here. Now it's a Nuremberg. The Zara can kick the shit out of the Nuremberg, and it's two destroyers. So those guys are going to have a hard time pressuring that. So the other option is we got to relieve the pressure from the north here that they're continuing to push in. So even though we're up a couple ships, Red isn't that far out of this. In fact, they might have a slightly better position. We got to clip one of these flanks. I think killing this Colorado would go a long way to do that. Now, if one of these two battleships that are controlling the middle, if they can kill the Zara, then I think we should have it. We just lost the Hatsuhara over there for no reason. Lost to Fuso. So now this is starting to shift to Reds. Ritsoigan coming in hot with a 10 spot. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. It's probably all going to land short, but he was about to be out of our range. We might have some vertical dispersion that might creep up and hit him once or twice. Nothing. Appreciate that, bud. Thank you very much. So yeah, they got New Mexico here. I don't see this going very well. Just gonna get away from this cruiser, whatever the heck this thing is. So what should we do here? I think we gotta probably focus more on defending. Now we are on their base, so we're getting some scoring increase from that. And we still have a ship lead. So I think we need to start focusing on score here. And we'll focus on defending the base. We're not in a great position in terms of health. Like, if my team is evaluating our team's strength, you would consider the Normandy dead at this point in time. Let's see if we can get this cruiser. Gdańsk should win against this. Now, the problem is there's a destroyer over there, too, that could turn that fight. God damn it. Fuck you. There it is. Let's see. Alright, that was huge. So now we got a crossfire in this. Hopefully this Gneisenau now doesn't die here. Draken, thanks for subbing. Hopefully that gives him a nice whack here. That was a pretty good game. I mean, there were some good responses. I don't think the deployments were that great. They their entire team clustered up in the southwest. Our team ceded our inborn advantage. So I don't like the deployment there, but how the game got played was alright, I guess. What's up, Dave? How you doing? 81 HE volley coming in. What's fire chance? 100%. Yep. Yeah, I don't know. You got us like 1 or 2 shells and hit us. Got us on fire. Unfortunate. That wasn't too bad for a warm-up. I think Byron is the #1 Normandy fan. I was ahead on take it. Zarkoon, what's going on? Surrey, huh? What do you think? What is a Surrey? Tier 6. Well, let's give it a whirl, see what happens. Appreciate everyone tuning in. If you guys don't mind slapping the like button around, that definitely does help promote the stream to other people. Gives them a chance to check it out. We've already had a few new subs today, though. Appreciate the new people hanging out. We do have some membership renewals or resubscribe or rejoins. Burstorm, Heisman, and R6 since the last stream. Appreciate that, guys. Continued support. Alright, so we got 4 destroyers, and unfortunately they're all either in the middle or on the east, so hopefully those middle ones go to the west. I think we're going to try the east flank over here. This map is kind of interesting because you have these 2 little concentrated areas, but they have a lot of flanking opportunities. So they got some dangerous battleships. Which if the battleships deploy right here, that can kind of bonus, because if we move here, which is where I intend to go, we're gonna have a hard time disengaging if all of a sudden we got Nelson or something like that right up here. But it's kind of the fun part of this map is you take a little bit of risk. Monahan coming over here, that's fine as long as he does that pretty quickly. Carlos coming in hot, nice to see a win. Such a losing streak lately, yeah, tell me about it. It's been real tough. What I don't like is this coming here, because this is going to take about 5 minutes to get into a spot where he can affect. Normandy is a relatively fast battleship, I'll give him that. But right now we got this destroyer on the cap with 0 support, even though we have 4 ships over here. Albernor joining. New member. Looks like that's a resub. Appreciate that, bud. So we got the battleship pulling to the north here. That's kind of what we're talking about. So to counter that, we kind of have to already plan to play like behind this big thing that's right here. Almost get on the cap. We could be locked in there though, so I don't know. We might want to Just wait till this destroyer spots here. What is he doing, man? This is the opposite of what we need him to do. Just pull forward 5 feet. Spot the lane. Oops. Trying to launch the plane here since this guy won't do his fucking job. Alright, so this is already becoming much less tenable than I would like it to be. What's up, Big Lurch? New Mexico's kind of stopped, though, which is good. He's getting shot. I'm assuming he shot his guns. Either that or Jervis might be spotting him. Ah, this is not looking good at all. So Fubuki's about to die here. He's going to get rushed by these two. We have no way to support him. Monahan trying to gun down T-61 with AP. Shit. Now it looks like we're doing alright on C. So if they can capture that side, we're going to be playing more defensively here, just under the assumption that this side's already lost. It's not a guarantee that that's going to be the case. But they got 2, 4, 5. We got... Fubuki got T-61. We got 4. I would have thought this Fubuki would be dead by now. He should be dead any second. Monahan's kind of killing himself, so it's going to be this guy who's going to be on the outside of this ring. And then me, who's also going to be basically kiting towards D, trying to slow them down. Because this looks like a pretty easy win right here, as long as these guys don't power into the base and get flanks on those guys on C. But I don't think they'll be able to do that. Oh! Oh! That was a blast. Alright, well. I don't think these guys are going to be alive much longer. See if we can get this destroyer out of here. Oh. Luckily I had HE loaded for that DD. Let's see who wins this gunfight between the Monahan and the Normandy. We're just going to let it play out. I don't want to tip the scales. I guess you can't shoot him. You don't like this map? I kind of like it, to be honest with you. You can get some interesting plays developing. As long as people aren't too passive. You can usually say that for most maps. If people just sit there doing nothing, they're not fun, but... Oh. Alright. C's marched in B.
Enemy battleship destroyed. Our team has taken the lead.
See, I guess this guy wants to guarantee a win. He would just go flip A. I mean, this game is pretty out of hand, but it's not a win quite yet. Looks like the Jervis is going to go ahead and take that, hopefully. He might be trying to torp this battleship, but...
Attention. Reporting the target position. All stations requesting fire support.
Be pretty tough to lose this at this point, but your team is trying to lose the game. You always have to keep that in mind. Like, there's a lot of hold my beer going on in World of Warships. The minute you think it's over, that's when they get you. Yeah, Lion, I've seen you request it. I mean, if you're talking about the French Lyon, we just played the Normandy, which is pretty close. If they're actually asking about the Lion, I think that's PC. Alrighty, well. Guess we should have been shooting here. I was just staring off into space. Where are you at here? Should be right about here, I think.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
Might be over here.
All stations requesting
Yeah, they're only down a couple ships.
all stations proceed and capture that area.
It would be a hell of a throw, but it's possible.
We sank their battleship.
There you are.
Stations concentrate fire on that target.
See if we can give him a whack here. Got him!
We sank an enemy destroyer.
Kami BS. Yeah, that one was... That was available before the Kamikaze was even available for the majority. It was pretty close to launch. Yeah, we haven't had to do too much today. That's kind of like easy street. Yeah, I think the Kamikaze came out fairly early. It was before the CC program. 'Cause that was if you've been around the channel for a long time, they did a video contest. And basically the finalists, it was like a torpedo guide or a destroyer guide for new players. Was the Wargaming was kind of asking for people to make those videos. I think it was me and Papa were the finalists. We ended up getting the edge in the voting, and that's how we actually got the Kamikaze. It was like a reward for winning that video contest, which was pretty cool. That was one of my big early accomplishments as a YouTube creator, so that was pretty fun. But yeah, the BS Japanese only. It's got a really cool paint job. Yeah, you don't see them too often anymore. There's Papa right there, yeah. Yeah, it was probably 3, 4 months after the game launched. I don't know. It was pretty early. Let's see here. Myron coming on out. Can you name your meta tier 7 division? It's assuming it's a destroyer, cruiser, battleship. Should carriers now be included in the conversation? I don't know. I mean, best trophy ever. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. That was a lot of fun. Coming down between the two of us. Let's see. I don't know. We're gonna have to see where the carriers wind up. I mean, if they keep them contained. We'll be alright. If they keep letting them grow stronger and stronger, then eventually they're going to get out of control. I mean, for me... Let's say I make a division. Let's say I can clone myself 2 other times and play a division purely on my own. For a destroyer, I'd probably go Fletcher. Cruisers. I don't know. I think maybe Wichita, just to how versatile it is. It's kind of between Wichita and Cleveland, I'm thinking. You could maybe throw Baltimore in there. I don't know. The radars are huge. Yeah, I would say Fletcher, Wichita, and... Let's take a look at the battleship. Oh, man. That's tougher. Probably... I think Jean Bart's probably still... Toppermost or the poppermost. I don't know. That's... Battleship I don't think is... as cut and dry. Okay, let's play the Jean Bart. But yeah, it's, I don't know. If I was running Fletcher, Wichita, Jean Bart, I think that would be pretty nasty. Ochakov, yeah, that's another... Ochakov, Wichita, I think it would probably be down to those. I don't know, maybe Ochakov's... What do you guys think? Is Ochakov or Wichita take the cake there? Nerf to the Parsifal AP was an encouraging sign. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, no destroyers. Fuck. Let's see what we can do here. We got a Suzuki and a Kutuzov. The Suzuki could think about trying to cap A, I think. Because if I can get maybe right about here and keep everything out of A, then this guy hopefully would have the concealment to get on that base. These games are kind of tough when you don't have the destroyers because people are very hesitant to score. It's not easy to get these caps early when you're almost certainly going to be spotted. You don't want to be too aggressive because you don't want to just die trying to get the cap. So a lot of times you kind of have to loosen up the side a little bit. But we'll see where the red teams deploy. If these guys are paying attention to the map and maybe we can back red off, maybe we can get that cap. Hipper and Prince. Wichita, yeah. I mean, the Germans are good. They got nice sonar, but I mean, the radars are... If you're just trying to come up with a division that's going to stomp everyone, having a radar in there is definitely going to help. Tago, honorable mention. Alright. I could theoretically get on the cap as well, but it's kind of a risky play, though. See if we can hit this guy a couple times. Oh, come on, give me something. Come on with this bullshit. Fuck, that Massachusetts is scary. I'm gonna try and disengage from this thing by moving kind of right about back here. Fuck! Oh, Belfast, we gotta... Not as important because there's no destroyers, but... We'll try and get rid of them. So rather than conceding the side, they're overloading it. We got a fair amount of forces over here as well. Now that he's that low, I might want him dead, but... I don't want him shooting at me. He's kind of the one ship I'm worried about. Alright, so we should be safe from him at the moment. A lot of... Everyone's shooting something else, which is the kind of the one problem we got over here. Especially at tier 7 when most ships have heals, you gotta really try and focus. Alright, Massachusetts going down. That's huge. I'm kind of thinking about rushing over to this Gneisenau now. Now, his strength grows the closer it gets to us, so... But if we can take him out, then it's just a bunch of cruisers over here. Au I might get on A. We'll see. If I get focused and killed here, that might be kind of dumb, but... We can really pressure these guys. I'm just gonna hope that they kill this Gneisenau now, because if he gets here and blasts me sideways, we could have some problem. Actually, what I'm trying to do positionally, move forward here, so this cruiser back here can't shoot me. Guess we might as well keep our guns over here. Oh, so we're gonna be intermittently plane spotted here. They got nothing on B. Like if someone on our team wants to go ahead and get that, that'd be nice. Fuck. Alright, so now our pressure from that side is gone. These guys are forced to retreat. Should be pretty much over at this point in time. Fuck. Got him for a few shots. I would have stopped shooting there. If someone kind of taps you at blind fire like that, you gotta give them consideration. Especially if you're just sitting there broadside like he is. Looks like he's trying to back up. Yeah, after that first hit, you kind of have to say to yourself, alright, this guy knows what he's doing a little bit. Let those guns cool down. The British cruisers, when you're playing those, the start and stop power, it takes 20 minutes to start and stop. Well, just slow them down, so... You can get caught in compromising positions pretty easily.
All stations, concentrate fire on the target.
Wants to try his luck as well. Oh, shit.
Torpille à midi.
Kutuzov. Suzuki is lower, he's closer, he's trying to torp us. I mean, lower health. Should be the priority. Both of these guys combined could burn us down, you know, it's a possibility, but we got 2 caps, we got a lot of ships, we're just gonna keep pressuring. Eventually we can get close enough that Kutuzov where when he shoots in the smoke, we'll spot him, and then he's dead. He's just sitting there broadside. So no destroyers checking us. We can just sail into these guys pretty aggressively.
Problème résolu, chef.
I think a smoke fire is right about 7 to 8, somewhere in there, so we should be closing in on it. I think he's angled at this point. There he goes. Got him flushed! Let's see here. We'll start trending to the east. We might be able to get a Kraken. Might as well try and stay relevant with our position. Alright. One more ship, please. Nelson's probably going to kill that Carolina. Don't think we'll be able to get there in time. Bummer. Can you knock out turrets with AP planes? I don't think I've noticed that yet, but you guys might know better than I do. Jaibuga, what's going on? Damo? You're listing your side sinking. Well, we almost got the crack in there. We just needed to be... I should have gone east a little bit earlier. Not too bad, though. Yeah, Jean Bart, I mean, that's still... tough to knock out of that top spot. So I'd go Fletcher, Wichita, Jean Bart. For my own personal division. Lion, we don't have that one. Are you talking about the French tier 6? Makes me wish I yelled at the moon sitter. Yeah, the Jean Bards, they used to be, they were like the Yudachi before the Yudachi existed. Like, the more Jean Bards you had, the less likely you were to win the game. Why is that? Because they would actually hit reverse to start the match, put the controller down, run to the store, pick up a pack of cigarettes, come back, smoke a heater, and then they'd get back in front of the TV with like 3 minutes left in the game. Everyone on their team's dead except for them. They got full health. Then they would pick up the control, move forward, and of course the game would be over shortly thereafter. So they were truly, the majority of Jean Bart players were absolutely worthless and detrimental. Then the Yudachi came out, and all those guys have been playing the Yudachi pretty much ever since. Throwing games left and right. But if you're moving the Jean Bart around like that and trying to attack flanks, and you do have the speed to do that, I mean, it's extremely dangerous. You can get, if you're playing against a Jean Bart and you see him get into a spot where he's got your side and you can't get away from him, you're pretty much fucked at that point in time. Because if he's doing it right, you can't really fight him back. You just have to try and knock the turrets out, which is easier said than done, of course. Maybe we could play the Leon. I don't want to turn this into French Battleship Hour, but the Jean Barrier. Yeah, that was an interesting era. Now, luckily the Champagne sucks so bad that you don't see a lot of people playing it, but I thought that was going to be a very interesting era, because that ship you actually have to play at range, or in my mind that's how you should be playing it at least. But it's very hard to influence the game. Yeah, Jean Bart, I mean, if you get into a match where you can move around and flow, and those usually are pretty fun games. Alright, so we got one destroyer. We're just going to try and support him. Might have they already have 4. I mean, B could use some help, we know that, but if we have the one destroyer, we got to make sure that he comes out of there alive. So I'd rather overload C a little bit and then project to the east from there. The Leone. You got 224. I don't know what the record is. You can go to their Discord for World of Warships Legends, the Wargaming Run 1. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a spot for submitted records. So you can look up the ship, tier 7, see what it is. If you got more damage than that, you need to make sure you have a screenshot of the score sheet at the end. That's step number 1. Come on, Nazuma. It's turning out. Shit. Yeah, if you do have the record, then there's, on top of the records section, there's a thing called entry. You just basically put the screenshot of your score and then fill out a few things of info. Zara! Oh, we were denied. That guy was in trouble. We could be in trouble here. I mean, oh, there's Coyote. Hopefully he's got the stream off so he's not focusing on us. I would like to blow this guy up, though. It's kind of a bold spot for the Zara. Oops. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, both destroyers are dead. That's alright. I think we actually have a pretty good position here. We'll clear out B. I'm going to basically just stay in the center of the map here. We'll try and project north into A, and then if we can get C right off the bat, that would be really nice. Uh-oh. Son of a bitch! We got hit by Italian torps. Not the easiest thing to do. And he's dead. Cleveland. We're just trying to push these guys back so the guys that are on B can actually capture it.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
Little too far forward here for my liking. The problem is the guys on the west, they did get the cap, but they're going to lose that flank. Shit. So I'm kind of forced to go east now, which I don't want to do because now we're going to stack our entire fucking team on top of each other. I'm just gonna play defensively here. I think you guys might be looking at this like this is a blowout. I think we pretty much are gonna lose this game. Yeah, these guys, everyone over here is low. They got a lot of HP. They're about to win on the west. Really what these guys need to do is just swarm this thing and kill them. I'm just going to stay away from that Cleveland. I'm going to try and slow them down, moving from west to east. Yeah, this game's not looking good. Ideally, I'd like the Vlad tanking and then these guys to fire from safety. But that... we need to... it's just like that fault line game where you have to get one flank off the board or the other. Like right now, if I kept moving forward, I'd be dead very rapidly. I'd like to try and stay in the center and control that, but it's going to be a little bit difficult. Let's see if we can clip him or not. I doubt it. He's low. Looks like he might be dying. Odin's a Might want to get some HE going on that guy, just try and kite him. But yeah, we definitely need to be slowing this shit down. If they can kill this Nagato without losing a bunch of ships, I think we might be okay. If he wants to turn out, that's fine. We'll take that all day. Alright, got Nagato. That's a big part of it. Because all we're trying to do is hold these 3 caps. Oh, yeah. So these guys are all pushing north into the Cleveland. I mean, the Cleveland could conceivably kill, you know, 2 or 3 of these things over here. So if I'm those guys, I'm doing what we're doing just on that side of the map, just turning around, moving slowly, saying if you guys want to win the game, you got to go through us. Go ahead and try it, you know. Oh, he's got 3 fires on him. Yeah, we're getting shot from the north. Interesting. Alright, so we should be pretty much out of range of everything. That's fine. We're not trying to win harder here. We're not trying to go for damage. We just need to make sure this team doesn't collapse. And again, they've boxed themselves into having to win by killing everything. But they got one shot here. They got maybe a one shot if they catch them in the side. You know. Some of those ships are killable. We're certainly killable. We just gotta hold on to these scoring opportunities, basically all we're trying to do. Ish. Like this guy going down, that'll change the score 85 points the other direction. So I don't know why a guy killed himself. I mean, it's still extremely unlikely that they're gonna win this, but it is possible still. Like, if let's say the Suzuma wrecks me and the Suzuya, and then these guys focus these ones, they could conceivably win that. If you kill the Vlad quickly, you kill the Georgia, then you just got a Megami versus whatever that battleship is. Colorado. Oh, that's Coyote in the Colorado. And the Cleveland. Those guys have been doing pretty well up there all game, so I'm not in a hurry to engage those guys personally, if I'm up north there. But they're running out of time. Do I have a video on the Grober? Yeah, I got probably one or two. Like, there's no real incentive for us to even be fighting this Azuma. All we're trying to do is not die in the next, like, minute and a half or whatever it is. Minute. Yeah, beautiful. So he wants to go sailing off, that's fine. We'll take our W. Leon Squishy, yeah. It's kind of the trade-off of the French a lot of times. They're pretty mobile, they got, you know, they're capable of pumping out some damage. But if you just kind of swing back at them... More guns, yeah. They're a little bit lower caliber, so like in those games when we're fighting tier 7s, sometimes the damage is going to rack up. But we got 2 Citadel shots on the Odin, I think. So that's pretty decent. Todd, thanks for joining the channel. Appreciate that. New member. All the guys in the green names, those are the channel members in the chat. So appreciate all you guys for continued support. Pretty decent score on that one, I guess. I think that's a game that we could have lost if our entire team's like really, really aggressively pushing into them, and especially if you're getting into that one at a time type of a push. Thank you, Todd. Appreciate that very much. Koenigsberg's kind of calling my name. Let's fire this guy up, see what happens. Secure your arena spot. I've only played the one session of arena. Okay, well, maybe we'll fire up some arena here in a little bit. I'm still sitting in the 50th percentile, so probably don't have to play too much But yeah, arena's going through the end of this week, I believe. Okay, what do we got? Tier 5s. We got Pensacola, New Mexico, and a Fubuki. I saw Hive Hound look like he was in the top of the leaderboard. I was looking at it this morning. He must be playing the heck out of it. Multiple layers of baguettes, yeah. Yeah, you can have some interesting results with some of the French-based armor, especially those cruisers. Yeah, what do we got here? Acosta not moving. Pensacola not moving. It's not a good sign. High tier arena confirmed. Oh, interesting. I think we've played like 3 or 4 French ships already. We're probably gonna pull back a little bit for a little while here. Appreciate the suggestions though. Can't make it in top 1. It's probably a lot harder. I mean, you probably gotta play quite a bit just to get the, because you can only use 15 scores per game or per day. Now that's a lot of games, but it's not. It's not just going to whoever's playing well for the longest. It's whoever's playing really well for the longest, I guess. Ramming your AFKs. A lot of times, what happens is the engines are damaged. We're gonna die here. I was reading the chat. Yeah, if they'll spawn in, their engines are damaged. So if you kind of shove them from behind, that gets the turbine spinning. And oftentimes that's all it takes. How are we not dead? Should be dead. Both back guns damaged. This is getting tough. Can you fuck off back there? Jesus. Look at the overload we got over here. 5v2. Damage these fucking guys. There we go. We got other ships on our team, guys. If you want to shoot at anyone besides me, that'd be kind of cool. Get back! Shit. Going down. Might as well get some torps in the water. Oh man, let's see if we can hit this fucker. Got him. I think that's the fire T-22. How the fuck are we still alive? Oof!
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
We've been dead for like 3-4 minutes now. I don't know why they're still letting me shoot. That's kind of unfortunate. We got the destroyer for maybe a quarter of his health, maybe a third. Got the Doogie almost down. And that's the type of play, like a lot of times I would leave, let's say I'm this battleship, I would leave that Königsberg for my teammates, but if they don't actually secure that kill, he's still getting some pretty important damage. That was unfortunate. I mean, the Königsberg is always kind of a special consideration, because if it's being played well, that's one of the most dangerous ships there's going to be. Shoot your guns, Chief! Put in some AP or HE and shoot your guns. Jesus, he got him with the torp. So, all this guy has to do is get on the base, and it's a guaranteed win. Or let's try and gun this thing down with AP when he's angled. That seems like a pretty good idea to me. Place your bets. Who's going to win this gunfight? The New York or the Acosta? The problem with the New York is he's got this guy sitting here on his broadside. Oofda. Like, this is what we're always trying to talk about. Open water, gunning down battleships. Alright, this guy's got 25,000 health, 22,000 health. This guy's got 7,000 health. New York can kill this thing in one shot if he gets him really hard. This thing is going to take him about 45 minutes to kill him at the rate here. I mean, yeah, the Warspite's going to save his ass. But let's say this is a 1v1. You see this all the time. This guy trying to gun this guy down will lose that fight almost every single time. He's not doing any damage. I mean, he'll set him on fire maybe and kill him at this point in time. But if this Warspite's not here, this is what you call committing suicide. Which is kind of foolish, especially in a tight game like this. Where it could go either way.
Nice work.
I mean, you could say, okay, you got the destroyer, all he's got to do is get on the base, but why, if you're evaluating this situation, why in hell would you think this guy is going to get on the base? He's done absolutely nothing the entire time to demonstrate that he's thinking about winning the game, so, you know, you always kind of have to be reading the situation. What's my team actually doing? Do they look like they're trying to win or not? And if they're not, then when you're trying to evaluate what needs to be done, you can't really rely on that guy or that piece on the board. But doesn't look like they should be able to lose this. Which is good. We're actually getting some W's today, which is nice. What do I recommend for the arena? I don't know, just whatever ship you enjoy. I mean, I don't think it really matters. I think the Brittany for Tech Tree, Königsberg, Tech Tree Cruiser. I mean, Kamikaze is obviously the king of Tier 4 destroyers. If you got that, otherwise, I mean, Farah gets nice. Destroyers are kind of iffy in arena. Let's see, what do we need here? Global XP. Streaming on a Tuesday. Yep, I had the day off today. Got 165 tuning in. I got 79 likes, guys. Let's hopefully try and get that like count up over 100. Definitely appreciate it if we could do that. Area view can be one thing. I think we're actually doing pretty well today. I think we've won all the games so far. It's a nice change of pace. The last few streams we've had have just been some of the most garbage games I've been a part of for quite a while. Alright. What are we in the mood for? Maybe a tier 5? Let me try the T61. Oh, Emily. Yeah, you could. Yeah, Emily's not bad. Stream regularly. I've never had a. I don't have a job that I can have a regular stream schedule. So it's just some weeks I get the weekends off. Sometimes I get weekdays off. You never know. All right, got the likes way over 104. Appreciate that, guys. Yeah, Emily, I don't know. I always overlook that one. That is pretty good. Alright, what do we got? A Vaser. Alright, so I gotta get an heavy. We got a T-61. Zarkun, you out of here? Alright, bud. Take it out of here. Or take it out of here. Take it easy. Take it out of here. Alright, so this I don't really like here. We got the plane flying right above me on the map. We only got one destroyer. Now I get it, he spawns over here, he's thinking immediate impact. If you want to do a quick run over here, see if you can spot the destroyer and then maybe swing that plane more towards B, then I don't have a problem with that. But if he's going to play over here the entire time, then it's our two agents of spotting are both spotted the same exact spot. That could be a problem. So since this Omaha's here, we got two battleships. I'm going to try and capture C and then immediately get on B as quick as possible. Maybe we can get two caps early, which would be really nice. We got another cruiser moving over here, so they're overloading this side pretty hard. We'll go for the kill on that Ismail. If he changes his direction or speed at all, it's going to be a complete whiff, but if he happens to continue where he's going, it should be a kill shot. Looks like he's slowing down now. Alright, so they got the destroyer on A. If they can kill him, that would be tremendous. B is uncontested, so we're going to have two caps pretty much for free here. It should be a nice advantage. You'd like to have this cruiser killed. I mean, these ships might move in to contest the base. I don't want to capture this and give it up right away, but I don't think we got an opportunity to do much here without getting bogged down for a while. I mean, our guy's getting beef for free, so maybe I can keep an eye on that. I'm just going to go over here and try and fight that destroyer, make sure we get rid of him. We might lose C, but they're not really aggressively playing the cap. This thing needs to move back. I don't know what you're doing. But that could be a fight that would take the majority of the rest of the match. Meanwhile, we'll have the caps, and if we can kill that destroyer, then the game should be over. I don't know. We'll find out. If this side up here gets wiped out, and then they push through C into B, then we're probably the cause of this loss. But I just think there's other stuff we could be doing here. Oh, he got the cruiser, shit. This could be dicey. Plane was spotting us, I don't know. Maybe the battleship shot the plane down. We'll just sail right through the caps here. What red needs to be doing is they need to be on sea right now, flipping that back if they want to have a chance. I mean, they're up in ships, but if we get all 3 caps here... Oh, damn. If we get all 3 caps here, that's going to make it almost impossible for them.
Maschinenboost deaktiviert.
Alright, Gnievy. Go ahead and engage him. It's not going to be easy for us to fight at this range, but... I want him to start shooting me. That'll keep him lit. We got such an HP advantage. I can trade a little bit of HP and then use stealth for the rest of the match. So this is kind of where we're cashing in our HP as a currency. Do have to be careful with Gnievy, though. He's got much better guns, of course. Should be a kill there, though.
Kritischer Maschinenschaden. Wir haben einen gegnerischen Zerstörer.
Alright, so they're in a position now where they can probably get C. We got a Friedrich and Trento. So those guys will die. We need to get A, and then we're going to have to defend B with the Torps. This is going to be a hard game to win. Just because our team is not going to ever engage in favorable fights. Like New Mexico versus Mutsu, I mean, if he plays well, he could kill him here. But it's not like we're going to have a 2v1 on this guy. Right now, the carrier and everyone else over there is trying to sink that PE, which they now did. Looks like that Ismail might have a kill shot on him with a form of a flood or something. But it's going to be tough, because this carrier can spot us. I'm going to try and hold on to the smokes as best we can here. They're already getting C, so they've got to kill this Ismail. We're going to need these points coming in as quick as possible, because again, the Trento's going to die. This guy, now that he's getting 2v1, is probably going to die. He can, if he kills the Mutsu first, then we'll be in decent shape. Trento got Ismail, that's big. So yeah, we just need Mutsu to go down. I mean, I'd rather him kill the Dallas personally, but it's more reliable for him to kill this thing. We got Dallas, Omaha. I'm not as worried about Omaha. We did have to give up about 40% of our health, though, to kill that Gnievy, which is something we're going to have to keep in mind here. What he doesn't want to do is get distracted and let this guy heal all the damage that he's been doing and then end up losing this fight anyways. This guy's just parked here. I'm going to try and torp him on the way into B. I don't know if he's buffing the Dewey or what happened. Not seeing shots coming out of him. We're just going to go for a straight up kill shot while he's taking a shit. If he recognizes this guy's not playing the game, then you definitely don't want to be shooting him, even though we could use those points. Yeah, that's going to be really tough. Okay, so they got Oklahoma or Omaha and New Mexico with the carriers. The carrier is probably going to be the ship that wins this, because if he hunts us down, we could have some problems here. We got 3 caps though, so I mean, all we need these ships to do is not die, and this would be pretty easy. I'm probably just going to get into a really random spot that carrier is going to have a hard time finding me. Like, probably right about here. And then we're just going to have to win on score. They still got 6 minutes. But the fact that they're not aggressively flipping C, they're not they should have C already. They need to be on B right now, and they need to be thinking about getting A. The fact that they're not doing that means they're not really aware of the peril they're in at the moment. So I think we're just gonna sail off and hope the score doesn't get too crazy. There's about 110 swing there, I think. What is it, 45 and 65? So yeah, 110 point swing with this guy dying. Hopefully he's smart enough to get as far away as possible, make it hard for them. But I think we got enough income where as long as they can't find me, then they can't win. So it'll be another textbook of why you need to not ignore the bases the entire game. Hopefully. I mean, Dallas technically could maybe get on B, but again, if we're not losing points from dying, I think we'll be alright. Maybe just gonna send one torp thing at this guy. Because again, if they get C, they get B, they kill this thing, it starts to get a little close. I don't think, without doing the math, that that's going to be enough, but you never know. We could also consider shoot. Oh, I could try and gun him down, disengage with smoke. I don't think that's necessarily worth it. Problem is, me and the carrier are right on top of each other, so he might accidentally find me as well, just for looking for the carrier.
Unser Sieg ist in Sicht.
How do I avoid getting spotted here? God, he's turning right into me. Fuck. You got him. That was huge.
Unser Team hat die Führung übernommen.
Gute Arbeit. Das war ein großartiges Gefecht.
So now I'm just going to try and create separation here. We just want to make sure he can't kill us both in an efficient manner. And that's a good example of why I wouldn't want to like go. They sent like 2 or 3 ships over here, I think. I think it was 3. And so from starting here to go all the way here, that's about a 4 or 5 minute journey. And meanwhile, you can't hit anything. So you got to be very careful to put one ship in a spot like that. You can't really do that with, you know, a huge chunk of your team where you can't affect, because we had C for a long stretch of that match, and we didn't have the numbers over there to support it. But we got C early, and then we left saying we're about to lose this cap. That's why we had to get onto B, and we had to get A flipped as quick as possible, so we had those two. But they couldn't pressure C quick enough because they were all on that far side, and that really cost them. So you let those caps, let the enemy farm those caps for a third of the game, half the game, plus those are huge holes that you're digging yourself. Jabba's Twin, enjoy the videos. Thank you very much. Bowen, what's going on? Dr. Christmas. Land, float planes, and take caps. I mean, the carriers can cap bases. It's not easy to do because they're not really that fast usually. And most of the time, the people playing the carriers aren't even going to consider doing that, but if you're in the carrier, you notice that the side you're kind of parked on there's no real action over there. Sometimes you can get into those caps and win that way. So this game, I mean, you might be saying to yourself, what a boring match or whatever. This one, we actually had to win. We got 3 caps. We only got 20k damage, but we won that game. This carrier did pretty well, but this is kind of, if you got a destroyer player doing this on your team, you're going to win a lot of games. So I think if red didn't go on the far side of C, I think they probably would have. It would have been about a 50-50 shot for them to win, and if we didn't capture those caps, I think we almost certainly would have lost. Obviously, we're down ships. They shouldn't have to risk their ship. Yeah, that's a good point. Half tempted to leave it as feedback. No, don't give him any ideas here. So I'm a little surprised we didn't get a higher score than that. Normally, if you get like 3 caps like that, plus we shot the destroyer. I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you. Whatever. We'll take the W over the score any day. Alrighty. What are you guys in the mood for? Leone. Bismarck. Alright. Let's go with what good ships are you guys in the mood for? I've actually winning some games here. Let's not try and sabotage it. That could be good. C-23, we basically just played that one. Just acquired California. How'd you just acquire that? Is that in the store? Oh, if you had the project started, and then you just got around to doing it, I could see that. California's pretty good. Makarov, Ochakov build. I don't think I got 159. Alright, I could try it, I guess. Let's see, what would we want on Ochakov? I think we got good turret traverse, right? 14-7. It's about as good as we're gonna. Let's just set it up here. So we got EOP. I think I'll just try this. I don't know. I'd have to do a little bit of a deep. What do you guys think? EOP or no? Yeah, in terms of turret traverse, I think we're all right there if we got 14. Let me just compare it to my charts here. So yeah, that's God tier turret traverse to begin with. Plus we got, now that we got Makarov, I'll probably put up even further there. 13-7. So we're good on the turret traverse. Range 15-5. Didn't think you're gonna splash like that, yeah. Well, you guys ask and you shall receive. What do my build? What do we need to fix here? Speed's 37.9, damn. I'm almost thinking about if we really want to go all in, we could do like Baltimore and reload. Let's just see what this looks like. I was thinking about speed, like, still haven't ruled at all. We could put Von Mueller on there. I think maybe reload. Just see what that looks like. It's got a 5-second reload, 13.7 turret traverse, 15.5 range is the only thing a little concerning, but we'll see how maneuverable this thing is. This should be 37.9, 6.1 rudder shift, 11.9 detection. We could think about Macau as well. I think I'm going to put Macau on there. See what that looks like at least. $11.3. Let's try it. Kuznetsov better. That's generally who I... One of the reasons that I don't, like, love the Russian cruiser line is that you got these brittle ships, and I don't have the Ingenious on there that tells you when you're targeted, so you can kind of get smoked once in a while. I don't know, a lot of the... I'd say this line's pretty split between Makarov and Kuznetsov. I had them set up as, like, super long range HE spammers initially. I don't know exactly where they've morphed into throughout the time that we've been playing with them, but we could try a new build here. I'm interested to see how this goes. So we got one Benson, we got a pair of Kutuzovs, got Georgia, North Carolina, Bismarck, Jean Bart. I killed it. Stealth build on Ochkov. Yeah, that's pretty good, because, I mean, on most of the Russians, you got pretty dog shit stealth or concealment to begin with. This one, 11.9 is not horrible to start with. We'll see. Ship feels pretty nimble, though. Maybe we could just try a run and gun.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Let me just drop detection here or get blown up, and then we'll check that up. Thank you, Peter. Can't touch this. Any advice on the Fletcher? No problems on the US DD line until this one. Can you get a good game in it? No, I was saying earlier, we were talking about like kind of my super-powered Tier 7 division. I think I'd probably put the Fletcher in Destroyer slot. If you remind me after this, we can take the Fletcher out. Now, there's a lot of potential problems for the Fletcher. Number one, you got the smoke sonar, DDs. Got a lot of radars at Tier 7. So you're going to have to be a little bit more conservative. If you don't have Halsey on there, go ahead and put Halsey on there. Need the twist and track. Yeah, Fletcher, I mean, I'm not saying every single game you take it out, it's going to be an ideal setup for it, but should be able to have some success with it. Alright. I got this Bismarck kind of isolated over here. Might as well see if we can gun him down. This thing is pretty damn maneuverable once you get it spec like this. I don't know if I'm as eager to push into that thing as this duck flag Wichita seems to be. Yeah, getting decent. I'd like to have a fire going and getting this AP, but we're getting about 2,500 every 5 seconds, which isn't too bad.
Линкор врага потоплен.
Okay. Oh. They should have them. I mean, he's surrounded by a Wichita and another Benson, so there's no excuse. I'm just going to let them take care of that, hopefully. If they can't win that fight, we're probably not going to win the game anyways. Oh, he got away. Come on, guys. So this guy's turning off. Like, where are you going? You can't let that Benson stay alive. Come on, guys. Let's not play like a bunch of morons here. You got the Wichita radar cruiser and a Benson. That is not a situation you can even conceivably lose that fight. I don't know why they're running away from him like a bunch of pussies. Quite unfortunate. This will be the first loss of the day. But if you got the guys on your team that aren't trying to win the game, you're going to have a hard time winning the game anyways, so. Yes, we all need to clump together, pissing our pants in fear.
Команда противника получила преимущество.
That is a good strategy. Unlike Fletcher Torps, they're hard to hit because they're very slow, but if the guy happens to keep sailing forward, they come up out of nowhere. They basically spawn into this dimension right next to the ship. So they're tough to dodge if they actually get on target, but as you noted, they're not that reliable at getting on target. Well, it's a loss. We'll see if we can get a little bit of damage here. Have you better going south or back west? We kind of still have to keep in mind that that destroyer is coming. I'm just gonna go back west and hopefully cut him off. We got these guys parked on the moon, so we're not gonna count on them for much. Oh, there he is right there. Rather than aim at the guy who's coming to nuke you, let's just run. So we can try and keep these guys alive since we're such a nice guy. They're not gonna do it themselves. Nope. This is the part where we all go down. Jesus. You bastards! I think it's a pretty good feel on this. I mean, you can tell the shell performance is a little dropped off, but of course that's to be expected. I don't know, EOP or fire starter. I still think the EOP is a little bit more reliable.
Вражеский крейсер потоплен.
Wow. Yeah, here we go.
Вы последняя надежда команды.
Technically, we'd want to be pointing that way just because someone down south has access to our side, but we don't need to prolong this too much.
До конца боя.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's try the ship one more time with the EOP. I just want to get a feel for the different builds. I mean, if a lot of these blocks are getting damaged with the EOP, then it's worth it. If it's not really making that much of a difference, then probably just leave the fire starter on there, but it should. Yeah, there you are. Hello, governor.
Пожарная тревога. Неполадки устранены. Вражеский эсминец уничтожен.
Double fire. EOP. Basically, it increases the penetration of your HE shells. So, when we got really light caliber guns like this, you see these shot ribbons? If we can ever hit another shot. So, that first one on the left is penetration. So, we're getting damage. We'll see the numbers pop up here. So, there we had one, or One more, we got 700 damage or whatever it is, and then we had a block. And the block is the second thing on that thing, on the shot ribbons. So whenever we're getting those, if we can convert those to penetrations, we'll be getting more raw damage, okay? So that's the goal of putting that on there. Oop. So we're increasing the penetration by 30%. We're doing a lot less damage. Raw damage, of course. But the theory is... you know, if you're getting more penetrations, you make up that damage loss very quickly. Like, let's say you get 1 penetration for 1,000 damage. You know, if you can just convert a few block shots, shattered shots into those penetrations, you should make up that damage pretty quickly. Now, they've tried to fine-tune this a little bit, so I don't think it used to be disgustingly overpowered. Like, a lot of... Chili was talking about it, I think, last time we were streaming with him. A lot of his cruiser records were early EOP builds. So I think they kicked the fire start chance way down as time went on. So... it kind of depends on the armor schemes, but there's some ships at the higher tiers where the superstructure, a lot of times it gets thick enough where even if you're hitting that, you're not getting reliable pens or anything else, deck armor, whatever. The idea with this is we move some of those shells that would be shattering onto the ship into the full damage category. Yeah, we're going to get less fire damage, but fire damage is random. Some games you'll get 20, some games you'll get 2, same fire starting chance. So if the EOP improves the penetration enough, and we're not going to necessarily see a lot of ships in this particular match because it's mostly cruisers, but if we're shooting the Colorado or getting Nelson, we'll try and keep an eye on those damage numbers, see if it looks like it's worth it or not. I suspect that it usually is. I mean, I almost always have EOP on, but I don't know. Doing good, Harry. How you doing? Hardly used to affect fire chance. Yeah, basically, I can't remember what it was. I thought I'd tuned it down like a couple, 2-3% or something, but now it's pretty significant. I think I cut it in half, which is fine. If you can move it past 32 pen. Do they reset damage records? No. No, so... once the damage is recorded on the ship, I mean, for all intents and purposes, it's been recorded. I got 1 Maz here. Oops. Sometimes you catch those destroyers early playing the mid. This guy's like sitting right here. Just gonna fire the radar off just to see if we catch him. There he is. I kind of thought he might be in the middle here. At least now we know where he is. I don't know if we'll be able to get any damage on him or not, but... I get 1 salvo. Still probably spotted though. Decent. We got probably about 1/3 of his health, which isn't too bad. Shoot! So everything's blocked on this side now. Nothing can damage us, so we can just defend against this Miyoko right here. I think we can get him with this AP, but we're gonna try. No. Got another shot on that Maz too, by the way. I don't know. I didn't see what it did, but probably another 1 or 2,000. So he's definitely dinged up. Our Benham's pretty dinged up as well. I think they're probably just radaring the guy. Let's see if we can get some flanks on this.
Сконцентрировать огонь на указанной цели.
Shit. These guys need to be... Rather than running away like this, we actually have a pretty good place set up here, but it's not going to work, because these guys have no reason to continue going south now. So we're actually probably going to die, which sucks. I guess I was trying to push that play when I really couldn't. I mean, rather than them going over there for really no reason, just because they don't want to ever get shot, slow them down is what we need to be doing. If you're on a losing side, you always need to be slowing them down. Running with piss trailing behind your ships does not slow them down. It speeds it up, actually. So, it's a combination of my bad play and my team's bad play. God. He aimed that far off that he predicted that hard turn. That's too bad. Yeah, I don't know. That's not looking good. I mean, our team's clumped up being surrounded. Our Benham's about to die. It's probably going down as a loss. Yeah, we didn't really get the opportunity to test the EOP. So I'll leave it on there and see what happens. How the team's been today. They've been better. Yeah, we've actually... I think that'll be the first loss of the day. Let's double check. Oh, we lost 2 Ochakov games in a row. That's too bad. Well, we were winning until we started playing the Ochakov, I guess. Oh yeah, this is the one where we were kiting at the end. I don't know, that play would have worked if these guys would have stayed visible to the south, but once they both disengaged around into our spawn, then it was 4 ships shooting at me. And we had no longer had broadside attacks, so I guess I just needed to pay better attention to what they were doing. Oh yeah, Fletcher. Fletcher. Alright, so you don't have Mordoff, but you got Halsey. Go ahead, put Bay, put Sims on there. Twist and Track, if you don't have that on there, you're playing incorrectly. Gotta go buff your Dewey at work. Alright, Jason, thanks for hanging. Good games in Nevada. Yeah, I gotta play a few more on those too. We got some promotion orders. Still gonna do a North Carolina video. I was gonna try and do it the other day, but the only time I had to record was like on the 4th, and like fireworks were going off. I couldn't get any audio recorded, so I think I got a decent game though. All right, so we got Yudachi, Fletcher. Those are the 2 ships that we're trying to kill. Okay. We got Helena, Baltimore. Those are the two ships we need to be very scared of, especially Baltimore by a long shot. Helena, if they can catch us lit, catch us getting spotted and keep us lit, and we're close to them, they'll probably kill us. But Baltimore, on the other hand, we need to basically stay 9 kilometers away from it. So that's the game plan. We capture bases, we kill destroyers. And that's it. Guys are moving forward. Interesting. Everyone's picked up the controller. This is strange. Alright, so this cruiser's going north. I would agree with that. You want to control B and C if you got domination mode on this one. A, how to get from A to B, you gotta cross a huge open water. Space of open water, which is tough to do. B to C, you got a lot of cover. You can control this a lot easier. Here's the Baltimore. Everyone on my team should be shooting that. That is the key ship in this. Low destroyer count, huge battleship numbers. The destroyers are extremely powerful in this game. And when the destroyer is extremely powerful, everyone on the team should kill the most dangerous ship on them. You see this Iowa? Worthless. Don't know how good of a player is. It's not knocking the ship. But compared to the Baltimore, doesn't really matter. Backliners on the moon. None of these matter. The Helena's fine. We'll take some shots at him as well. But it's kind of Baltimore / enemy destroyers are those are the only valuable ships in this game. Of course, if the Iowa or these guys are bombing on our guys, they're getting access to broadsides, they're sinking some ships, yeah, that can be a problem. Do I get C or do I get A? I think we're going to get A since it's just sitting there for free. These guys should be on the base as they're pressuring those guys, but they're not. So we're going to take a quick detour here. If this destroyer goes right up here, gets B right away, that's a problem. But everyone in this game is playing behind the line, so it's going to come down to the destroyers. I can get A captured, hopefully. And then we can go back to defend B from the destroyers. That'll be all we're doing for the rest of the game.
Requesting support. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
See, all these shots at angled Richelieu's that are pointing directly at you, they're gonna do nothing. This thing needs to fucking die, okay? Angled battleships on the moon are the biggest waste of your time and energy. Number one, these guys can't hit them, which is hilarious, but number two, even if you do hit them, they don't do any damage. Wow, we got a fire in them. Congratulations. That's, what, between 5 and 10,000 damage that's fully healable. Helena's got no heals. This game's not looking good. Might have to move into our arena. If these are the teams we're starting to get. I'm just gonna try and stack these here. So they're both turning to the left. Or they're both going east. Yeah, this isn't good. Much improved.
Engine boost deactivated.
Now, because these ships are both moving forward, we could consider dropping the smoke and gunning here. Looks like we do have a permanent flood. Oh. not expect there to be a destroyer on that side. But we want to kill him if possible, or definitely wound him. Not 100% sure how he's getting spotted, to be honest with you. Alright, other destroyers in the cap here. So at this point in time, if we die, as long as we kill this other destroyer, we're fine dying. We should have torps coming into the smoke right now. What is it? Fletcher, so... They do have a support ship right to the north. This is a problem. Probably gonna lose this fight. Actually, it might just be the mass that's on here. Maybe I misread that completely. See if we can get back into that smoke here.
Critical engine damage.
I didn't even look on the map when I was narrating that. I just assumed it was the destroyer the whole time. But you can see the destroyer is out east doing his normal fuckery. Got him. That was huge. Alright. That game wasn't looking that good to start, but I think we got it wrapped now. I could consider getting on C. I don't think that's the right play, though, because...
Good luck, everyone.
You know, these guys are all half health. We're just gonna basically patrol B, make sure they can't get this cap for free while running up the score. If I gotta disengage, hopefully I can get away. That Baltimore is still running around, which is a sign of a bad team. I didn't see his health situation, though. Again, if you got those radar cruisers, you need to know what they are. If you don't know what the radar cruisers are, go on Reddit or something and ask. There's excellent graphics out there. Resources. And then once you know what they are, then you gotta kill them. Because like in this situation here, let's say that Baltimore sneaks up on me, gets me in the radar, they kill me. Now all of a sudden we got a game where we should win to a game where we should lose. Alright. And that play's possible because the Baltimore still lives. We don't know where he is. So it's unfortunate. But it's not unexpected. Usually your team won't shoot what they should be shooting. Just how this game works. Whatever your team should be doing to win the game, they're usually doing the opposite. There he is right here. Holy fuck.
Concentrate fire on the designated target. Concentrate fire on the enemy designated target.
Negative. That's the response of someone who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, or they just don't care. If you say to yourself, we could kill the radar cruiser, which can win the game, or we can keep shooting this Iowa, which has not had a single effect on the entire game, the entire match. Let's go with the Iowa, and then we're going to publicly announce that by saying negative. That's embarrassing. Baltimore getting smoked up by the Fletcher. Let's see if he's going to attempt to use that smoke or not. Dodging large amounts of poop mines from your blue teammates. These guys have been stacked the entire game, which is the funny part. It's not a game I don't think we should have won, but once again, I think we can force the win just by staying alive at this point in time. Yeah, that's the Fletcher. If you're having trouble with this one, you're probably doing it wrong. All we're trying to do is kill these other destroyers and capture bases. Alright, so we captured 2 bases, we killed that destroyer, and we basically killed the Udachi, so... That's all we tried to do this game, that's all we did do, and that's all we would want a Fletcher to be doing on our team.
Verbindlichsten Dank.
Nevada? Yeah, I could maybe bust out the Nevada. Well, Baltimore's in the smoke. This guy's blocked, so we got a couple free shots here. I guess we might as well take them. This isn't really that useful, but whatever. We could... Now that he's got no one spot, it wouldn't work, but if that Odin's spotting for this guy, we also could have gotten close to him, tried to proxy spot him with the smoke fire penalty. It's a very risky play, though, because we always assume that this has a radar ready to go, right? So if we're in a situation where we don't want to get blown up very quickly, we got to stay away from it. And I believe it's 9 kilometers. It's... Right? Or is it 9-9? I can't remember off the top of my head, but... We don't want to be close to this thing. But I think this looks pretty loss-proof. We're about 20 points away, so...
Ship is on fire.
Yeah, it's very sad when the last ship alive is the only ship that we wanted our teammates to kill, though, on that entire game, you know? That's just bad target selection. Now, occasionally, if you have, like, a special shot at a battleship, okay, let's say you got a Baltimore 12 kilometers away is fairly well angled, or you've had an Iowa that's been angled the whole match, but all of a sudden he's trying to disengage or turn or something. You got a shot at that broadside. Okay, go ahead and see if you can give him a nice whack. But if we're playing 15 minutes and the last ship that we think we need to be shooting at is the only one that's alive, the Baltimore, that's fucked up. I mean, none of these guys are shooting the right ships. Certainly not the guys on the east. Unless they were trying to shoot the destroyer the whole time. We didn't know that, but I doubt it. Most of the players, they're just going to be shooting the battleships. The battleships are the least valuable to get wins from. Like, if someone comes up to me on the street and says, I'll let you pick any ship you want. You get 1 game. If you win that game, I'll give you $1 million. I'm not picking a battleship. You got the least amount of control, and it's the most randomized, your performance, out of everything. So that directly translates when they're on the enemy team, they're the least valuable. Yes, once in a while they'll whack you. They might even blow you up in 1 shot. On occasion, but they can't move around. They can't cap. They can't really do a lot of things that the other ships can do. And they do a lot less damage than cruisers. So destroyers and radar cruisers are basically as valuable as each other. Then you got cruisers, then battleships. Never escape the blue team blues. No, that's... You are fighting against 17 other players that are trying to get you to lose the game. If you're lucky, you might have 2 or 3 guys that are trying to win the game with you, but... Not likely. Nevada, huh? We could try the Nevada. Finally getting lucky with the teams. They've been better today than they have the last few streams, but we've had a couple, 2-3 games where it was nigh impossible. Alright, this is gonna be painful. I got some cruisers we can blow up, but a triple tier 5 division, and we're spawned with another battleship here, which 2 Nevadas. Like hypothetically, if we got 3 battleships down here, this is gonna be a short one.
Action stations.
1v17 was your best stream title, yeah. Fortunately, that one was... That one actually came true. It was like, that was one of the most frustrating sessions, if I recall. But it did perfectly exemplify the situation we were in. Alright, now, these carriers, whenever they take this long to launch, it concerns me, because either they're not picking up the controller, or usually it's because they're trying to back up. They don't know that you can go onto here and then select autopilot. So whenever your carrier takes a while to launch, it's always a little nerve-wracking. If you're going to play the carrier, pick your autopilot destination when the game's loading in, and then launch as the game loads up. I don't think we're going to be alive very long here. I gotta turn away from this. This is the set of battleships we were talking about.
Main turret critically damaged. Torpedoes to port. Problem solved, sir.
Let's see if we can stay alive. Oof! Not bloody likely. Alright. Well, we got the destroyer. That's the good news. The bad news is everyone on the enemy team can blast us.
Concentrate fire on the
California is just a ship that can knock me around. I don't know. It's now that it wants me dead, I don't know how we can prevent it from doing it. Ah, shit. We're gonna have to burn this guy, I think. I'm just operating on the assumption this guy's gonna kill me, but if I can get him low, I guess we'd be okay with that. In a match with an Orcan that refuses to shoot his guns. Yeah, that's typical. Most destroyer players don't even know what gun or what button pulls the trigger. See, if I'm this guy, I'm probably not flashing this California the broadside. Not intentionally, at least. It's getting away with it, though. Yeah, this is one of those situations where this guy's demonstrating to me he's focusing on the angling. He's been angled against us for many minutes, so we're gonna switch that HE. Sometimes that'll entice him to angle a little bit less. Because he's like, okay, this guy's just shooting HE, we don't have to worry about it. Let's try and get the full salvo off. If we're sneaky about it, we could maybe flip to AP after this salvo. See if we can get a better shot on him. We'll go ahead and try that. We'll see what he does here. No fire. Now he's turning in, so it's not going to pay off. This guy might be worth shooting, though.
I need help.
You need help. Not sure who to shoot there, because California, we could maybe kill him with that broadside. Higo! Or we could maybe kill that thing. Now, cruiser's easy to remove. According to the textbook, you'd shoot the cruiser there. But California is the problem. See if we can get the back guns off. Should get him. Alright. That's pretty easy. All we had to do was weather that one turn out of there. Once that California moved over there that aggressively, we had to angle away. Once we did that, we were kind of pretty good for the match. Yeah, the Mayhem should beat the Fubuki, but like you guys are saying, the Fubuki's guns are decent. You know, they're good. They just don't have the good reload.
Our victory is in sight.
So, I mean, if you're talking just a Mayhem versus Fubuki in a straight-up 1v1, no support, both ships are shooting at each other on reload, the Mayhem should win that 9 out of 10 times, you would think. But let's say the Fubuki shoots a salvo with his guns, drops the torps really quickly, then continues to shoot. Meanwhile, the Mayhan's fucking around with his torps for the first 20 seconds of that fight. In those situations, advantage Fubuki. If you're caught in a fight with a destroyer, you have to shoot. We see, usually it happens at least 2 or 3 times a stream. Anytime you sit down and play this game, you'll see it 2 or 3 times. Destroyers that don't fight back while they're getting their shit kicked in because they're trying to line up these torps against a guy who, the second he thinks there's torps in the water, can easily dodge them. And if a destroyer is fighting another destroyer, there's a pretty good reason to think that there's probably torps coming, so it's very, very hard to torp a destroyer. It's much more reliable to shoot them, knock out the engine, have the torps heading in his general heading, and then hope to get them with a dead engine. But trying to torp a destroyer that's got an active engine is very, very hard, and it's just basically the other destroyer has to fuck up. Or you have to really get into his mind perfectly. Both of which are much less reliable than just shooting the son of a bitch. Yeah, this game, I always say it's like baseball, you're just playing percentages, you know, like, we try and set up plays like this where we got A, C, and B. If that's the setup, you should win that game 66% of the time, 70% of the time, 80% of the time, whatever it is, who knows. But that's much less reliable, or much more reliable than trying to sink everyone on the enemy team, which, if that's your strategy, your win rate should be about 50% or lower, because the other team will actually be trying to win on caps. You're just trying to kill everyone, so you're probably going to have less than a 50% win rate. Which a lot of people don't give a shit about. Kamikaze guns are crap? I would hope so. You got 66-second torps. 66-second reload on the torps that are screamers at tier 4 on a platform that's very hard to detect. Should have some of the worst guns in the game. Yeah, not bad, not bad. These are a little bit more fun when you upgrade them. You can see we're all the way up to 20 knots in the water here. A little bit of a speed demon with this configuration. Let's see, how many more? Got 2 more Nevadas, 1 more Tennessee. Yeah, destroyers, I mean, why don't we bust out let's try this Yucca K's. We haven't played this one for a while. I used to have the damage record on this for about an hour. Yeah, what do we got on this thing? 90-second reload. 80 knots, holy shit. Let's just try this. We'll see if we can get into any fights, because I don't really play the Japanese destroyers much different than the American ones. I just have to play a little more carefully, but we're still trying to spot the destroyers and hope people on our team shoot them. Or there's potentially situations where we're going to have the advantage with the guns. $40 seconds are left. Not on my build. I'm pretty sure mine's 66 seconds. Yeah, they got Akatsuki and Maz with the Shores, with the Hipper. Those are kind of the 4 ships that we care about. Hopefully this guy doesn't come over here. Of course he does. Fuck. So we're gonna have to just trade spots with him to open the match. That's kind of a waste, because they're gonna their team will outspot us dramatically for the entirety of the match. I mean, this guy's pulling back behind, so it's... You can either just accept that we're gonna have an overload here, but I don't like leaving this 2/3 of my team with no spotting, so... It's due to the fact that this guy prefers playing over here for some completely arbitrary and bullshit reason. Our team's in a much worse position to start the game, but we're going to have to try and counteract that. The problem is, these guys, a lot of times they'll see that they're not getting the spotting, so they'll start to disengage, like this ship. Looks like he's coming over here, potentially. And it can spiral out of control, just based on the fact that this guy can't be bothered to play where he was spawned. So really, dog shit play. One of the worst plays you can make as a destroyer. But, whatever. I just prefer to play over here, because I had one good game once that I remember. Alrighty. Let's see what this Maz is doing here. He might be trying to get in that gap. Uh-oh. Oops. Overran my smoke by quite a bit. Damn it. One of that Maz. It kind of took a little bit of a risk there. I don't think it's going to pay off. Lost a lot of HP, but we got this guy 3 or 4,000. This guy is a one-shot. So... Oh, fuck. Might die here. The steering gear is locked to the right, so we actually almost sailed right into these guys. They got a lot of ships. Fuck. Yeah, going down 3 caps to 1 is going to be tough. I can't necessarily get on A because their support's coming right behind it. And I'll trade my ship for... If we can kill both these destroyers, maybe we got a shot. I don't think we're going to win this one, but... We got a lot of weight back here that can't do anything. That's kind of the problem. Alright. So the destroyers are dead, and we'll see if we can survive. I think we gotta get on A. If we can kill this Richelieu on B, we could maybe get that one. What was that? Was I detected and I didn't see it? That was a little strange. Hopefully these guys, what they need to be doing if they actually want to win this game is just swarm these 2 things and then get A flipped. I can't really flip any cap with this Richelieu here. I'm hoping these torps hit him. If not, I'm hoping he goes down. Once we can do that, then we can flip B. We got to be aware of the hipper, of course, and then maybe get A. But we got to stem the bleeding here. Oops. I think I might have just thrown the game here. Alright, that was huge. We got bailed out there. That was a huge mistake. I was looking at everything on the map except for my own position. So now if we want to win the game, we got to get the hipper down. We got to get... Siegfried's not as important. Hipper's the last remaining. Because now we have 2 destroyers. They got none. So that is the huge advantage. Their advantage is they got caps. They got a lot of built-in score. So... To preserve our advantage, i.e. to keep the destroyer advantage alive, we got to kill the one main ship that can... The hipper can potentially get you in a situation you can't get out of as a destroyer player. You can see our other destroyers. That was his fucking play. Now we know why he went all the way to the edge of the map, because he wanted to go all the way around to torp the carrier. That's who we're dealing with. So, he's been worthless the entire fucking game. I don't even know if we can... I don't think we can get B. We gotta keep going into A here. This is still not looking that good. We're into sonar. Shit. I always forget that that fucking hipper can catch you. Like, we are probably gonna die right here. Will you shut the fuck up back there and kill this thing? This doesn't look like a win to me. As soon as the speed boost runs out, that thing is going to catch us. If that guy gets C, that brings the odds up quite a bit, but... I mean, to me, these guys... Gascon's probably going to lose the fight to Georgia. That's another 100 points we're down. Wichita... He's not fighting the one ship. Once again, there's one ship that matters this game, and it's the hipper. And it's the one ship that our team does not care about. Luckily for us, he's moving south, trying to kill the carrier. That's going to give us enough time to get out of here. Hopefully. We really, really need that guy to stay on C and get that base. If he doesn't, I don't think this is going to end well. And even if we control the bases, there's a pretty good shot we're not going to have any chance here, just because that's 110 points for that carrier. They've had a huge score lead. Oh, the Massachusetts got him. That's the play of the game right there. Now we should have the game won. Carrier might spot us, kill us. But with 3 caps, I don't think it's going to matter. George is dying. That was a pretty good match. I thought we put a little bit too much weight on the West here, but they did wind up winning over here, so... Oh. Looks like George is healing his damage. The funny thing is that Fantastic died, so he wasted all the time going all the way around there, and he couldn't even kill the fucking thing. Just embarrassing. Caught in 4K, as the kids say. Speed flagging the slowest torpedo in the game. Those hippers, man, you gotta, especially if they're spec'd for speed, which is a viable build. You got Von Mueller boost cruiser speed, you know. And even if you want to put Luchen's build on there with Von Mueller inspiring it, even more so. But that's the second time. Last time it caught me, it was that really good Yudachi game that we were playing on stream that I liked so much that we actually clipped it and put it on as a video. That's the last time that the hipper almost ruined our plans. And it came pretty close this game, too. I would have kept going for the destroyer if I'm that guy. Kill the destroyer, then get the carrier if you think that's the right play. But yeah, you gotta be very careful those German cruisers, is because people think, oh, they don't have the radar, they're not as dangerous, but they got tools that can wreck you. How do you get them to speak your language? You go to settings, sound, national. So you got it on commons to start. Put it on national. What's up, Shrimp? How you doing? Alright, so that was kind of difficult. We got 2 bases captured, didn't get a lot of... We got some gun shots. 23 hits, I think they were all pretty much on destroyers. So that's pretty good damage. We got the 1 torp hit on the Richelieu. That was worthless. I mean, got him dead a little bit sooner, but... I'd much rather have this Japanese destroyer doing what we were doing there. Getting bases, countering destroyers, rather than running around the back line trying to torp all those ships that were in the back, which is usually what the Japanese destroyer players are going to do. That's usually why the more of them you got on your team, the more losses you got. Just because they're not trying to win the game properly. Fantastic score. It's a common... It hasn't caught on as much as I was afraid it was going to. I thought that would be pretty much all the destroyers would be doing, is going around the edge. But when I saw his deployment, I thought he just really liked playing over here. It didn't even occur to me that he was that dense that he was going to try and sail all the way around the map just to get his ass kicked by a carrier, which is hilarious. But he moved on to the next game. He did that same exact strategy. He's since died in that game. He's moved on to the 3rd game. So he's never really getting the feedback, because we're going to see his score. We'll see the 200 or 300 points that he got. He might have got a little bit of spotting damage on his way up there, but we'll know how bad of a strategy it is. It's just, since he's continually moving on to more and more games using the same strategy and over again, he might not catch on. That's kind of the problem. That's why I do like to stick around and watch the ends of games a lot of time. Especially if I'm not streaming. You know, you're still learning the game situations, and it's a little bit easier to evaluate when you're just watching instead of having to worry about the play. So, he got 1389. That's a lot more than I thought he did. Again, I think he probably got some spotting damage by going all the way up along that edge. Maybe he was keeping those ships lit over there and our teammates were shooting them. That's probably all the score he got. He might have maybe got some torp damage along the way. Who knows? But we'll take our 10,000, 20,000 damage. What was it? 25,000 damage, 2 caps over whatever the fuck he did. I have no idea. Well, whatever. We're not here to pick on the player. It's just trying to point out that that's hopefully, obviously, a bad strategy. Alright. What else you guys interested in seeing? Oh, thought my mic was unmuted there. I was saying I don't have the Wooster yet. But the final segment, I only got Willis Lee, so it's going to slow down. It's going to probably take another day or two, so we're probably looking at about a week and a half till we get the Wooster. KPZ coming in out with a 5-spot. Gallant. Want to see if it's worse than the Leone. Eee, okay. I don't ever remember anything about this ship because I don't ever play it. Let's take a look. Torps, 2x4s, 96 seconds. Range. Could be worse. So we got 4x1s. See how that stacks up here. What is this, tier 5? It's the same amount of guns as Icarus. Got a better torp reload than the Icarus. Got traditional smokes. And no sonar. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot that's sending a tingle up my leg there, but we'll give it a whirl. Thank you, KPZ. Appreciate that. Nothing worse than the Leone. Yeah. They just got to buckle down and put a commander on it. I think if they did that, it would be okay, you know. Georgia Gamer, you don't intentionally give a CC 60k damage. I didn't intentionally did it. I just said... I moved it just a little bit too far forward, and I'm like, we got to take a turn here. We're going to have to roll the dice. If he tags us, this is going on YouTube. If not, it might be a decent game. Unfortunately, he didn't get us with like 1 or 2 citadels. He got us with all the citadels. That could have been a dev strike. It was pretty close. Oh, man. I don't have the Georgia either, unfortunately. It's going to be a few weeks till we get that one back. What's up, Blue Mini? How you doing? Aoba, great ship. Eh, it's not too bad. Gallant, very average, yeah. Built-in prop mod. I don't think so, no. I think it has the normal... I think, because what I think happened, I think this was released as a premium before they actually designed the line of the British destroyers. So you don't have... Well, you do have the tube by tube, so this is the only really, like, British part of it. But you don't have your smokes. I don't think you got the prop. I wasn't paying attention at the start of the game though, so I didn't know for sure. Just gonna move forward here, try and cut this Leander off from shooting. We're gonna take a couple shots at the Glove, of course. Want to minimize his support ships. Now since the Gwep's shooting, he'll be spotted. Might as well try and use the smoke. Fuck! That didn't work. Aggressive play by the Leander. He essentially traded himself for the destroyer, but usually that's a play as a cruiser you'd be comfortable making. Now there are 4 destroyers this match, so it's not as valuable of a play as, say, if you got like a 1 or 2 destroyer count type of a match. Then trading a cruiser for the destroyer is usually a no-brainer, unless it's late in the game and you need to keep the ships alive. But overall, I'd agree with the Leander's approach there. That's about as good of a game in the Gallant as I can give you, unfortunately. Weren't the British DDs at launch? They were on this version, but I'm talking about in the PC development. I think they had the Gallant and the Cossack, I believe, were pre-introduction of the line. So what does this have? This has regular smokes too, and the engine boost. So they're both, I think Cossack and Gallant were both introduced as premiums, and then they designed the full line, resulting in the Daring, I believe. But in our game goes through the Lightning, and that's where you're getting those 6 smoke type destroyer game. Now Leone to compare. Need a new plan. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think that would have worked, except for the fact that the Leander committed to dying just to kill me, which I thought we were lost in the smoke. He had a pretty good blind fire shot there. It got me. I mean, you got to understand as a destroyer player, those British light cruisers can fuck you up. Okay? I've done some mean things in the Fiji, the Leander, those type of ships, where you get these destroyers close range where you're going to be hitting the majority of your shells on a volley, and you can dev strike them. You can take them down in 2-3 salvos. But, I mean, that Gallant for half of the Gwep and essentially the Leander, I'm assuming the Leander's dead about 5 seconds after we died. In a 4-destroyer match, it's not a horrible trade for the Gallant to be making. It's far, far too early in the match for me as a player to say I'm willing to hand over the reins to blue team and let them win this, because we had no strategic advantage established. We had no win condition established. So from that perspective, you would never, ever, ever want to trade the destroyer that early in the game. I'm just saying, just purely by looking at it on paper, half a Gwep and a full Leander for a full Gallant. If you take out all the human factors behind it, I think that's a fine trade. Hopefully they got the Gwep immediately after. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but they had another destroyer that spawned in the south center. He was crossing through the central lake area. So if they were paying attention, they might have been able to get him too. But yeah, unfortunately we just got our shit kicked in there. Alright, another 4-destroyer match. Shiratsu, Akatsuki, Kagero, Fletcher. So Fletcher's the one we're really afraid of here. We have no twist and track. We got 3 destroyers stacked on each other here, and then we got 1 going up the gut to kill himself. So the eastern side of this map is going to have severe problems. Fletcher's shooting, I believe. I'm going to try and knock this engine. Alright, we got him. Fletcher's far more dangerous. I mean, we better kill this thing. I'd rather shoot the Fletcher, but we gotta kill these things if they're low. Fletcher should be lit. Fuck, we're dead. Son of a bitch. Now, those are two kind of dog shit games. They did get the Fletcher. But I think these destroyers will probably die too. Like Venom, he's spotted by these things, you know, he's shooting, so there's a good chance he's gonna die. Akatsuki, if he can disengage. If these guys stay alive and then basically resolve this side by killing everything over here, then I think they should win. But if you want to tune in to see how this guy does over here, and he's seriously saying he's getting spotted. Now, Akizuki, tier 7 versus Kagero, he should win that, but the fact is he's going to have a lot of torps coming his way. And, once again, the effectiveness of this up-the-gut play goes down by another 0.000001%, which it's already at about a negative 90% play. In terms of that being effective, it just went down a little bit more because people keep playing it over and over again, so it's got a lot of weight behind it. That looks like a loss. You could probably blame that one on me. So let's potentially, we did get a win on the Gallant. Let's. I was gonna say that's potentially 2 games that we threw by being too aggressive, but luckily we got bailed out. Here's what we're saying. I mean, we got a decent score for a 3 or 4 minute game. You know, we still got top third of our team on the scoreboard, but that's a lot of control to cede to your random teammates. Like I'm not comfortable giving them the entire control over the game that early. So we got lucky there. I don't think we're gonna win that lightning game though. Tbull high-killed it. If the Lightning had Twist and Track, yeah. If the Lightning had Twist and Track, I would probably be one of my most played ships. As that's the one downside of that ship, and it's a huge downside. But I mean, for me mentally, I think the adjustment you got to make is play it a little bit more mid-range. You don't want to be like the front line destroyer like we were there. But that's too bad. I mean, that's a good example why that Shiratsuya, though. I think he, instead of spending a lot of time aiming those torps, he just got them down. And we ended up backing back into them. So the torps, you never know. Sometimes you get lucky, a lot of times you don't. But you might as well get them down, then just continue to try and gun the guy down. Leander was a stream sniper? Well, might have been. Like I said, I mean, usually as a cruiser player, I'm going to trade the cruiser for the destroyer. In like a lot of instances. I don't like trading, I don't like taking myself out of the game. But if it ever came down to, like, if we ever get clans or something and we can get a lot of good teammates on our team at the same time, then trading ships will be a glorious play all the time, you know. If you can trade a cruiser for a destroyer, you do it almost every single time. The downslide is with the randoms is you don't know once you're dead if they're going to just completely throw the game or not. The sight of that Peter. Dallas is going to play over here. It's going to be tough for him to do because his 2 battleships are leaving. So he's not going to really have good spotting over here. And when there's a light cruiser, if you don't have good spotting, now all of a sudden you got to like be in the open, and that's when you're in serious trouble. So I would have tried to slow the thing down as this guy, but basically you got to understand the side's already gone. It's already lost.
Concentrate fire on the designated
Nothing you can do. Oh yeah, man, we played a lot of French ships today. Coming up on 20k subs. Yeah, we're getting there. I mean, it's still probably going to take 2-3 more months at the rate we're going, but yeah, appreciate all the support from everyone. Okay. So, this guy, if he's actually going to go over here, which it looks like he is, he's got to think to himself, alright, I'm not going to be in the match for the next third of it. So, I mean, I get trying to clean up the side and make sure that this flank's totally resolved. I get that. But, I mean, even this Mayhan could have just rushed that guy and killed him. So this guy, now he's either got to, like, turn around and come back this way, which would take 5 minutes, or he's got to go all the way around. And on this map, there's this big, thick mass, the one island that we're by, and then this one over here is split. So this one's a lot more valuable to control, because you can actually access the middle. This Fuso has no access to anything for a long time. So I would be very, very careful with going over there. You gotta have a better reason to go that route than, there's 1,000 worth of HP on a cruiser over here. That's alright. Eventually he'll get crossfires into their base. We're just gonna basically park right here and try and prevent these guys from moving, because this side will eventually flank that base from that direction. We're just going to stay here, put the crossfire pressure on them as best we can. We don't really have to move for the rest of the match. This guy's my main target because he's the one I'm primarily trying to counter, but we'll of course try and get some damage on these guys. Ooh, man, that Fuso's taking some... Oh, he ran into that dude. It saved his life. Oh, you lucky bastard. Alright, they got the destroyer. Oh, he's turning out. He like gets point blank and then gives us perfectly flat. 21k with 6 pens, 2 overpens. I mean, that's brutal. I don't know. We ended up just a smidge. I don't know if we could hit the Tbull from that angle or in that distance. Probably not. Might as well go for just above waterline. Try and get as many of those pens in as possible. What's up, Slog? How you doing? Just keep trying to get centralized. I mean, a concentration of our battleship power, we got some over here. You also got this guy's finally gotten through, so if you're paying attention to the clock, I think it took him 4 minutes to make that move. Now he's going to be in a very strong position for the rest of the match. You can see he's got flank shots on him. So I'm not saying it was the worst play you can possibly make. I'm just saying it. You got to understand these plays take a long time to develop. Ranger going right up the gut. Oops.
Pénétration confirmée.
Yeah.
La victoire est à notre portée.
That's pretty good. On this map as a battleship, I usually will just play like a loop between whatever flank you spawn on and kind of basically where we are here in the middle of the map, and then, or if you play in the middle of the map, I would just kind of try and hold the center lane, and then once you can get in the middle safely, then go ahead and do that. Depends on what your team's doing around you. Obviously, you still want to be trying to create the crossfires, but usually that's what I'd be considering playing. Can you do the Georgia having a bit of trouble? I don't have it right now. I don't believe. I think they took it back. Doesn't have V-model guns. Yeah, it's intentionally just shy, or I don't know if intentionally. Maybe it's based on the real world size of the guns. I have no idea, but from a game standpoint, which was what I focus on, they're just shy of that 32mm overmatch, which, you know, we don't need more of those super guns. We need less Yamatos in the game, not more. Oh my god, they got the Two Brothers game. Again, we got top third, and again, that was just mainly because we're dealing the damage to the destroyers, but both of those British destroyer games, I would say, are very poor from our perspective. Even though we got good scoring, we were doing damage against good targets. You can't be dying as a destroyer in the first opening sequence, and we did that both times. Certainly within the first 5 minutes. I think it was like 4 minutes in both those games we were dead. That's poor. All right, sometimes you can get away with it, but you don't want to try and make a habit of it. That's for damn sure. Let's try the old Wichita. Suzuya time. What's up, German? Well, we can bust that up. Can't go wrong with a good Suzuya game. Play the Georgia. We don't have it. Northern Waters domination mode. Alright, so we got one destroyer. We're the radar cruiser. We got a Belfast, another radar cruiser. They got their main destroyer threat is the Hipper. So we'd prioritize Hipper, well, Benham, then Hipper, then probably Kutuzov, Helena, and then whatever you can shoot after that. We don't care. So, we happen to be by our destroyer as well. Let's see if he actually plays C. If he does, we're going to strongly support it. We're going to play C really aggressively regardless. So I could potentially take that base on my own, even if he doesn't do what we need him to do. Let's see here. It's our detection. 10-2. So I think we're going to go the... If we got a good detection, we can go this route. If we don't, we would want to go behind this island and then around. If we get spotted early and this island is directly behind us when we're trying to turn away, that's how we get fucked up early in those matches. But basically, we're going to probably just play right about here. See if there's anything else worth trying. There's our hipper. Little aggressive, but not trying to die of boredom or anything. I'm hoping this hipper's gonna pull through and we can whack him. There you are. Decent. But more importantly, we turned them off. Like everyone's pulling off of here. So we got a pretty good shot at this base, and looks like they're going to get A. There's the destroyer on their team. So we'll take that. You can look for these little beaches or whatever that stick out like that. They're kind of intended to bounce off of it, like as a cruiser player. Potentially a battleship player, but we bounced off it, then we were using this island here to block these guys. So islands are they look like they're just kind of aesthetic, but they're very deliberately designed. Like this one, you can't shoot over this section right here. You can shoot over this side and this side potentially. This side you have no cover, but you can use it as a like a handbrake almost. Fortunately, our team over here is really passive. Let's see, can we do anything? I don't think sitting here for the rest of the game shooting these guys is going to be that valuable. I think I might try and get over there. You can see the destroyer on the map right now. So he doesn't know I'm coming for him. If he pulls back in towards his team, then I might not be able to counter him, but if he was thinking about maybe getting on B or coming over here to torp these guys, that's when we could cause some problems. But this cruiser that's over here, where is he? That Belfast, especially as a Belfast radar cruiser, just go ahead and put that like right up next to this island here. At the worst, you're going to be stopping their accrual of the points. At best, you catch the destroyer in your radar range, kill him, and flip the cap. Or the destroyer is disengaging to the south, you get the cap. Both of which extremely valuable. Sitting back here, just kind of watching the game through the binocular is not valuable at all. Go ahead and get a little bit of damage while we're moving here. That'll tell the destroyer that we're coming over here, but it's gonna find out sooner or later. This game should be wrapped up by now. It's just the fact that they still have two bases. They're still technically in it. But if we get this destroyer, or if we get A, or hopefully both, then the game's already over. So, pretty easy match. Looks like destroyer's still chilling on here. So what we want to do is zoom in, find the base. So the base is 9 kilometers away. We know he's on the base because the thing is contested. So now we can check our radar range. Radar range 9 kilometers. So to guarantee that we're not wasting that, we would move forward a little bit. I'm actually going to switch the AP, see if we can hit this Kutuzov once or twice. Alright, so once he angles, we're going to go ahead and switch back the HE, and we're going to get ready. Now, at this point in time, we're within 6. Far side is 15, so we might not hit him with the radar, but I think we're gonna. Guns are ready. There he is. And all we have to do is kill him. If we die right here, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a little bit difficult to recover from because Kutuzov can actually torp us here. So I'm going to have to take a risk and turn away from him. He might be able to kill us. And we're going to lose firepower on the Venom, but Kutuzov, if he kills us and the Venom gets B, then this game's actually in serious trouble. So we got to prevent that if we can. I mean, you could say we're up so many ships, but this game is still in contention. Oops. Gonna show the sides. We're gonna put you some AP in there. I'm not seeing the torps. We do have the sonar going. There they are. I'm going to turn hard and hopefully sail into those. It depends how far he led them. If he led us well, like he gave us much more lead, then these should hit us. But if he aimed on the indicator, we should dodge him like we're about to. So risky play there. He aimed a little bit farther forward than on the indicator, it looked like. So why we're not as concerned about the destroyer at the moment is we're flipping D at the same speed he's flipping B. If this guy moves on to A, then the game's over. I'm gonna, as soon as I get around this island, we're gonna make intercept course from the route between B and C. Because if this guy's playing selfishly, just trying to run up his score, getting caps would probably be the most profitable way to do it. He can maybe torp this guy in the way. I could have maybe turned in front of this island, but I don't want to get stuck on it. So if I'm this destroyer player, I'd probably just move into C, trying to get another 300-400 XP. Or he's probably going to try and torp this thing since he's closer than this Iowa is over here. So you can see he's behind this island right here because we're not getting spotted. He might have gone behind this one as well. That's the other possibility. But again, I'm thinking he's probably going towards C. So if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm just extending the blue detection ring to the full firing range. And since we're not getting spotted, we know he doesn't have a line of sight on our ship while being in between the blue and white rings. So again, he's either 100% for sure behind here or behind here. What's up, Meta? How you doing? Alright, so now we're getting spotted. Here you are. Have the radar up in just a few seconds. Oh. And that is basically, you know, we knew exactly what he's likely to be doing.
Torpedoes, dead ahead. Torpedoes, dead ahead.
You lucky bastard. Alright, not bad. Yeah, Wichita, Ochakov, and Suzuya to a little bit of a lesser extent are kind of the Tier 7 premium cruisers, I think. Kind of own the play right now. Von Essen, 4 degrees is huge. Von Essen is so underrated. Like, you could put him on every single build, and I wouldn't laugh at that. Maybe not for destroyers, but battleships and cruisers, you could put it on every build. I would be like, okay, I get what you're doing. I put him on the AP focused ones. I think the Brit light cruisers, the probably Americans, maybe not the Americans because they already have good angles. Probably the French. I don't know. I could go through my builds, but underrated. Yeah, it was a pretty good one. Didn't get a huge score there, but I thought we did our job. I mean, we basically got onto sea, helped capture that base right away, and then we were countering the destroyer was mainly what we were trying to do for the rest of that game. Suzuya. I wonder which lines I do have. So I don't currently on Einstein. Don't currently on Fraser, which is... I think I set up Fraser for the heavy cruiser build. Belfast, we should have it. Germans, for sure. So I got it on 2 lines as an inspiration. I'm thinking about maybe putting them on the French. What do we got? Norm Scott and Kuznetsov. I'm not going to tinker with that one right now, but I might redesign that build and put Dmitry on there. Don't have it on here currently. Don't have it on there. So right now I got it on Germans, British light cruisers. I would put it on the Americans. It just makes it that much harder to protect yourself. I mean, Scharnhorst. Okay, let's put him on there. French EP looks standard. It's got really good pennant distance, is what I find. So a lot of times at like really long range, even if you got pretty reliable AP, it's not going to get reliable damage. A lot of times those French cruisers, like let's say you got a battleship broadside max range, it's worth firing 2 salvos worth of AP and see if you can get some damage. Sometimes you'll be surprised. I don't know. I think about that French cruiser. Alright, what do we got here? We got a Lightning and a Fletcher. Achikov, Miyoko, Martel. What do we got? Kagero and Fletcher. They get... I don't know. I'd say slight edge to our battleships. I like the John Bart, but... we're just going to try and run and gun this. Try and play this western side of the map. Just keep them distracted. We'll see if this destroyer is going to play over here. Roma, Vlad. Alright. We'll give it a whirl. Don't use Macau on all of them, no. I got them on a couple. Sometimes I'll put them on there when I'm in the mood, but I got the Satago character. It boosts the HE damage and the fire starting chance with the penalty of massively increasing the damage coming towards you, so... and you lose some maneuverability, which makes it even more difficult. Maybe just shoot here. I'm gonna do a loop at speed. We'll see what we can catch over here. Could maybe be playing these gaps. I almost want to do like a distraction. But we keep driving by these slots that we're going over. Alright, so I'm guessing destroyer right about here. Gotta be careful here. I'm expecting torps there, but we don't know. There they are. Shit. It's actually gonna hit me. God damn it! Did I fuck that up? It's too bad that island is there. We could have just dodged it with ease, but ran out of room, unfortunately. Alright, so it looks like he's just chilling here. We can rush him. Jesus. I think Martel's still focusing on me. Moving back a little bit. Come on. Once you see the splash, it's more reliable of an aim point. Or the explosion, I mean. So if he's not going to move, we'll just keep aiming where it explodes every time. It's kind of asking for it. We've done a lot of damage on this guy just chilling here. Yeah, he's getting completely fucked up. Let's see, he's not quite dead, but he's pretty damn close. Out of the smoke now. The problem with trying to push him is they got the battleship that's probably moved to, you know, he's moving in this direction. And that cruiser in the back. Oh, there he is. Don't care about shooting that Vlad, but he's the only shot we got at the moment. Need to kill these destroyers and get the base. Got them both. That was big. Alright, so now I think we want to relieve the pressure on one side or the other. Now we're surrounding these guys on C, so we're probably going to be able to kill this thing faster. If that destroyer on B goes north, we win the game. Unfortunately, you can't ping the fucking bases ever. Alright. So this could turn ugly pretty quick here. Definitely need that turpits off the base and out of the middle of the map. He should be going down. Oh, fuck. I think we got a flood on him. Yeah, he should be dead. There he goes. Alright, now we got another challenger going in the base. I want to relieve the pressure on one side here. Once this vanguard goes down, then we can kind of start wrapping around. He is getting A up north, so that's huge. And now that we got this side cleared, now we can move north and surround them. We just need these ships to stay alive and continue to occupy, you know, force them to angle against. Kind of a tough match, but I think we should have it here. This destroyer is making me a little nervous. If he wants to run and gun, then we're gonna have to run and gun too. Mostly just want to go kill that Martel for the Kagero up here. I don't want this Kagero to die. The fact that he's not running away from that Martel makes me seem like he's probably going to die, you know. Or we have to start assuming strongly that he's probably going to die. Okay, let's see. There he is. I don't think we can keep him alive here. Well, luckily he's turning off. I think if he just pushes in that Kagero, he gets him pretty easily. There we go. Alright. So now we've relieved the pressure on this cap here. We're going to have 2 caps to 0 or 1 for the rest of the game, so as long as everyone on our team doesn't die, which still is possible, I think we should have the win here. I'm going to just get behind cover and then we'll fire for free. We'll have to get spotted here. We just want to be as angled as we can before. You bastard! I think he might hit those torps, we'll see. He might kill me here. God damn, he got me. It's gonna look pretty damn foolish if we lose. No! Shit. A little bit too fast and loose. Because this guy's killing himself right now, we know that. So now it does this battleship. And this Atago who's low. This is pretty close to being a loss here. We're going to watch this as an instructive moment. Rather than saying to myself, I can go toe-to-toe with this Vlad. Usually I can take that fight. We just made that mistake there at the end, but we didn't need to do that. Now if he can kill this Vlad, this guy can't possibly kill everyone because he's out of position. But Atago's dead. Now we're down to 2 ships. You know. So you're saying there's a chance. And basically what Vascu 91 has to do here is turn down and then head this way. While spotting him, he should want to kill that guy because that's just another 100 points that it's impossible to claw back from. And then just stay the fuck away from that Ochikov. And I believe that's what he's going to do here. Looks like he's going for the win, so that's much appreciated, hopefully. Keep going. Keep turning. Because this guy, we got, I think it's 45 per minute times 2, so we're going to get 90 points per minute. So I'll figure 150 to 200 points we'll be getting just for those caps. So the only way he can lose this game is by dying. And the only way he can possibly die is if this guy can shoot you. So, you know, this is... He's probably not going to be able to kill him in a minute 50 since he was last seen heading away. It'd have to be a very efficient death. But we're increasing their chances to win, the red team's chances to win, from 0 to, I don't know, it depends how far away he is. Maybe 2%, 5%, 10%. Whatever it is, we're making it more likely than 0 by turning into him. So, and this is why I don't really like to die in these situations. Like, rather than shooting that Vlad, I should have just stayed safe and made sure that this wasn't going to be an issue. Like, I don't think the Ochikov can physically kill him in a minute. He might be able to. If he's going to be broadside the whole time and he takes a couple 2-3 fires, it's possible. There we go. Alright, we'll take it. The firepower link? Yeah, we got some people asking. So not too bad there score-wise. We just kind of had that angling mistake at the end. I don't know, it's just, you don't want the battleships shooting at you even if you think you're angled, because you could probably protect the Citadel, but it would have just been a all-around more reliable play to just sail off. Alright, here's the Xbox One and the PlayStation link. Here's where you want to go to get these. If you don't have it, that's the best value. In terms of, if you're going to spend any money on the game, the Firepower Edition is the only... That's the starting point. So you gotta just make sure you're getting a new copy. Those links should be for new copies, but if it's used, basically what you're getting is you get a box with, I think it has a disc with it, but it also has a sheet with a code. You put the code on the Wargaming account online, all of a sudden you got 4 ships, a bunch of doubloons, and whatever else you get. So that's why if you get a used one, you're probably getting scammed, because whoever bought it probably plugged the code in, and then probably is trying to sell it now as a shyster. It's only $16.19. Yeah, I think it was like $40 full price, which was still an outstanding value compared to normal. But yeah, that's especially when it goes down in price. But just make sure you're not getting a used one. That's the only key. Or if you do, you could probably return it, but you're not gonna get a workable code. Alright, that was a little less nerve-wracking today. We had a couple... I had about 2 or 3 really bad plays myself, so we kind of got lucky that we got a few wins that we potentially could have got losses. But we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 2 today. So that's a little much better. The last 3 or 4 solo streams were just really bad, and I'm sure I wasn't playing that great, but throw after throw after throw. We actually had some pretty good teams today, all things considered. Bought mine for 12 and traded it in for 10. $16 you paid 40. Yeah, I mean, even like I say, even at $40, it's compared to the other values that you can potentially have in the game, you're still making out like a bandit. So it's still not cheap. I mean, I get it, but if you're gonna plop down some money, that's probably the best way to do it. 14-2, back on track. Yeah, that was a little bit. I got a new patch code today. Let's try it out here. I got my thing working the other day. Last stream I was telling you guys I couldn't get it working, but I got the Canadian flag redeemed. I got the other one. I think it was like an American Hexagon 6. Looks like we redeemed it. Let's see if we can... Wait, are these all flags or what are they? Let's take a look at the flags. I think at least one or two of them were flags. Yeah, pick a ship, doesn't matter. I don't see any new flags. I thought they were supposed to be like a Canadian flag or something. Oh, here they are. I had a whole nother page. Oh yeah, this guy. It's too bad they made the flags so expensive right off the bat, because I was buying all those premiums, the early ones, prior to being in the CC program, but the flags were like an extra $50. So there's certain flags on early premiums that like a handful of people in the world probably have. Alright, well, I got some new flags to play around with. What's up with the Koenig build? Oh, the Kong build? I was trying to film some footage and I got tired of getting dropped by the carriers every time. Z39, let's see what the build is. I think it's just my standard Bay build. Yeah. Got a Tago if you got this one, that's outstanding. Swirsky if you got this one, that's probably one of two builds I would use him on. Well, we got built-in concealment here. We get a bonus concealment with him. But yeah, I don't typically spec builds for just one ship. I mean, Achikov right now, we kind of did that. But yeah, I would just run your normal Bay build. Algerie build. I think it's just my normal Rue. So we were looking at this earlier. I might shake this up. I haven't tinkered with this build for quite a while. Norm Scott, I mean, at the minimum, you could probably put Scharnhorst on there, and you could put Baltimore, and what was I thinking of? Maybe Dimitri Dewey. I would think about putting him on there. Yeah, nothing too special on the Algerie. Double steering gears. That's an old build. I used to do that a lot with my cruisers like a couple years ago. 3-2. Jesus. Go ahead and fix that problem. Alright. Took out Scott, put Makawa. Yeah, that's another option. The base concealment on these French isn't great, but I think that was my initial out of the gate build with these guys was concealment. I don't know. I haven't looked at this build for quite a while. Over here, this looks perfectly good to me. You got your speed, you got your maneuverability. But these two inspirations could probably be fixed. Double steering gears. I mean, the double steering gears is outstanding. It feels great, but could boost this camo too. I don't know what I have my tier 6 cruisers set at. What's the best commander for heat ray? Trying to figure out which one it is. So it's the Fuso. Oh, I don't know. That's I mean, I got Godzilla on there. I would probably, I don't know. That's a debate as old as time. Traditionally, I've always had Takagi on mine, but I'm starting to get Kondo more and more involved, especially when you got these concealment mods. Now, Hirai doesn't have it. I don't know. You can make a case for Kondo or the other dude. Member stream weekend, yeah, I will try and figure that out here. I'll keep you guys posted. I might have to start just a little bit earlier. Like maybe I don't know. I'll figure that out. But I would guess probably, I don't know. I'll let you know within the next few days what we're going to be shooting for. Do you use Commander Fishy on Hidachi? No. I use the fish guy on my carriers, but that's pretty much it. Anyways, I'm going to get rolling here, guys. Appreciate... What's the Power Deluxe Edition? That's what I was posting the links for. So let's see. For donos today, we had KPZ, Peter, Myron, Carlos, and Eugene. Prince Eugen. Appreciate the donos. And we had Todd joining us as a new member. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate everyone hanging out. If you're new to the channel and you want to subscribe, we'll keep up to date with all the stuff coming. Might stream Thursday. We'll see how it's looking there, but I'll try and keep you guys posted.